my job to steer my boys to manhood, and I failed them.
So you can find water, but you can't even find your own children. So he's alive?
I don't know.
But you have hope.
Hope's a necessity where I come from.
Your guidebook is out of date.
I didn't come here to sightsee. I'm on my way to Gallipoli.
The Battle of Gallipoli is iconographic in our culture. It's often seen as the forge that formed the nations, really. You know, for the first time, Australians and New Zealanders were fighting under their own flag, as opposed to being an extension or a colony of the British Empire. And there's also the aspect of being able to have the opportunity to put in front of Australians and New Zealanders a perspective that they've never even considered. And that's the perspective of the other side.
I'm going to Gallipoli.
I'll have to go to the British War Office in Sultanahmet.
Where?
The old city.
Hey, go!
And I'd keep an eye on your bag if I were you. Crafty little buggers.
For 100 years, we've called this battle Gallipoli. But the Turks call it Çanakkale. And after 100 years, I think we should know that. And that's become a thing now, that's going to be part of what's taught in schools. But until this film, it wasn't. Until this film, we never even used the word invaded.
You know what the chances of finding his boys are?
We have the day they were killed. I know the area.
Yeah, we both know it, but why change everything for one father who can't stay put?
Because he's the only father who came looking.
We always think of this in terms of the British and the French said, help us defend ourselves in Europe. And it became the societal movement, you know. Young men, put up your hands and go on, you know, what was partially described to them as an adventure, you know, their opportunity to travel around the world and not have to pay for it. And then, of course, the reports start coming back from the front, how many of them are dying and in what manner that they are dying. And it's brutal.
When two families come together to arrange a marriage, the young girl serves them coffee. If it is sweet, she approves of the match. If it is bitter, go away.
Le personnage est vraiment très loin de moi et de tout ce que j'ai vécu. Donc il y avait beaucoup de recherches, il fallait apprendre plein de choses. Il fallait apprendre sur les femmes de ce pays, sur les traditions et apprendre une nouvelle langue que je ne parlais pas. Bon, je ne parle toujours pas turc couramment, mais voilà. Il fallait complètement se transformer.
Who's the Turk?
Hassan, the assassin, wiped out half my battalion.
We found your sons, Edward and Henry.
We started to win awards down there. We won the Australian Academy Best Film. And just the other day, we actually won 5 awards from the Film Critics Circle of Australia. Now, those dusty old bastards haven't mentioned my name in 15 years, you know? So for me to suddenly be back in that situation, and for me personally, going around doing press, you know, and I've had maybe a decade now of being this sort of tabloid figure of fun, and it's like bear baiting time whenever I come into town. For me to suddenly be just having conversations with people about artistry and from a creative perspective, it's such a goddamn relief.
Come on, cuddle up. What's the magic word? The one that makes the carpet fly.
Tengu!
That's it, Tengu.
My prince, whoever sits on this carpet, may be transported through the air in an instant.
All right, boys, let's get out of here, all together. Tengu!
Being a director puts me in control of my life. For the 25 years, I've worked as a gun-for-hire actor. I go where the work is. If the director that wants to work with me is shooting in Morocco, I'm going to Morocco, or wherever it happens to be, you know, Poland or Iceland or whoever, you know. If I'm making my own films, then I get to be at home. I got 2 kids, you know. So if this movie returns a commercial result to its investors, then I get to direct again. And I get to do my pre-production in Australia and my post-production in Australia. So I get two things. One, complete artistic freedom, and two, I get to be with my children more. So there's a lot riding on this. So make sure that you tell your friends and that they tell their friends. It's a good cause. It's all for the kids.
If you do find your son, what will you say to him?